So I'm just shooting this video on my laptop and it's gonna be really raw and natural. Like I haven't decided a topic. I haven't even went to ChatGPT to, polish it or give me any suggestions on the basis of headline or thumbnails or hashtags or anything. Unlike other videos, this is gonna be extremely like a natural conversation. It's not supposed to be like if this doesn't go viral, it's okay. I think my aim for starting a YouTube channel was never to go viral. It is just for my documentation. And if it helps me monetize in the long term, or if it helps me, have this digital diary as a personal brand of my own, then it's wonderful. Either ways, I love, talking in front of camera. So that's not an issue. So I just turned 20 and I thought of making this video because um, I think I'm not the only one who doesn't like celebrating her birthday or even cutting the cake or, picking up phones of people who want to wish us. Like legit, I just came home from my college um on the day before of my birthday. From the 7:30 p.m. to the morning of 7:30 of my birthday, I kept my phone on D&D. I muted all the notifications of WhatsApp, Instagram, everything. And I was just in my room. I was working and then I slept. I'm not a person who stays awake till 12 a.m., waiting for someone to wish me or, celebrate or cut the cake. Honestly, I didn't even cut the cake. I actually had a very natural cake made, homemade cake, because I don't really have even a sweet tooth or something, so it's fine by me. So, every year, it used to happen when I used to be around in my fifth to seventh standard time, where I used to feel that, okay, now my birthday is coming. Let's look up the Amazon and decide what gifts we want, um, what kind of cake we want, what to write on a cake, who all to invite, which location to keep my birthday. And as and when I started growing up, like from 10th standard, I guess, I lost the interest in actually, celebrating my birthday. Now, what has happened is that uh, if you've watched other YouTube videos of mine, you would have known that, I've done engineering, like I'm an engineering student. Currently, I'm in second year. I'm also running a business and I have a vision which I'm developing into a startup. So that is true when I heard in a reel that when you start building a business, the business builds you. And that is so true. Like if you look at the versions of me from 10th standard, so let's take 2020, 2021, 2022 till 2026. All the versions of me were so different. Like, if all of the versions sit at the same table, I think we'll have an amazing philosophical conversation, like Fight Club. So you know me, like, I've been running a business and all those things. And when I look up to other people who are 19 or 18 or, right now 20, they have achieved so much in life. But then again, my heart or my inner soul says that, okay, Tarjani, but you're also pursuing engineering, which is not that easy because science, the study of science, is very heavy and it requires a lot of mental effort as well. It's not an easygoing course like you just, pass the exams by studying one night, or, you just don't go to or skip classes. Because if you skip classes, I think the whole concept goes over the brain and, you never get the hang of it. And especially when every 4 hours I check the social media, there is new AI news. AI is rising like God speed. And as a computer science student, I feel like if I don't keep up with this, especially as a computer science student, then I think me pursuing engineering has no meaning. So it has been good amount of years, and I'll be very honest. I have not made growth like other people have. Like I started LinkedIn 2 years back, 2.5 years back. I'm still around 5,700 something followers. I still do not get like crazy amount of inbound leads. I still have phases where client leaves from between, or a client doesn't pay, or a client pays less. So, a lot of client disputes, right? And not just at my level, even at the professional level, some for someone who's been in the game for 5 years, even they struggle with this. But the way social media portrays is not the way that actually goes in real life. So actually, I was scrolling social media on the day of my birthday, and I actually started my day listening to Radiohead's songs. So just imagine the level of dejection I had in me. So I realized that obviously everyone's journey is different, but you have this level of urgency in you, especially when we as Gen Z's, we know how the job market is. We know how the college thing isn't working. I would definitely not recommend to drop out, but because college does give you a lot of things, like it gives you a network, it gives you a place where you can try new things. For example, my idea of, like, I used to code very immensely and with full focus when I was in 7th 8th standard, and now when it's actually time to code, I have exhausted myself and I don't really like coding as of. So, but when I came into the college, I realized that it's not just one thing. It's like you have a lot of things in a software project. Like, for example, if right now I'm working with SaaS founders, the personal branding thing I do, I work with SaaS founders, I work with Web3 founders, I work with B2B. So I realized that there are lots of factors that goes into the product, which I realized while I came into the college. Now, that same thing can be done if you're at home, if you have the will to be disgustingly educated. You can take education from anywhere. You can take it from the books, you can take it from podcast, you can take it from even a conversation with someone experienced. So right now the situation is that if you have a very well built business, or if you have such a confidence that you will be able to just do everything right, if you drop out of the college, then I think you should consider it. People kept saying, like, when I was working, when I was 17, 16, people kept saying, you're so young. Then I turned 18, then I turned 19. And slowly I realized that people will even stop saying that you are too young because my age is increasing. And I feel such a break in my, in my inner monologue that, okay, what am I supposed to do? Because I feel so stuck. And then around December something, I started doing this. Like, if you can see, this is a tracking system. You would have seen the reel. Like, they have digital tracking on Notion page or an app for it. But I'm a paper pen person, so I like making this stuff, and I just paste it on a soft board. And then I realized, like, look at the red dots. How many days am I missing? Then I realized that, okay, it is in me. Like, the only version of you stopping you is you. There has been a lot of adversities. Like, I have no struggles, okay? I've chosen this and I'm loving the adventure. I'm loving all the cortisol it's giving me. But there has been a lot of adversities that you people watching also have gone through. As a normal person, I've been through a heartbreak. As a normal person, I've had phases where there were no friends. Like, I was totally isolated. And right now, the situation is I do have friends, but internally, I'm still isolated and detached because I haven't found someone who has the same vision, whom I can, vent out, or whom I can confide in. So what I do, I just, talk in front of camera, or I love writing. So I have like 11 journals filled up. So I just keep writing. I keep myself busy. And most of you would relate to this. Like, even right now, if I'm shooting this video, the sole purpose about me doing this rather than talking to someone, it's because of the same reason. Like, I am not finding anyone whom I can talk about this with because they would not relate. And me as a person, I respect them because for everyone, life triggers at different point of time. Not everyone has the same emotional intensity, same vision. Not everyone is far fetched. For example, if right now I'm thinking that by 25 I need to do this, by 27 I need to do this, just for a reference, right? So that I can work according to that. Many people don't. Many people just think that it's okay, let this thing go, let this college pass out, then I'll think of doing masters. They do not plan things in advance. And there has been phases where I've been led emotionally more than practicality. And then over the years I learned that okay, this was this quote from Raj Shamani's podcast. What was the name of that woman? Wait, let me just search it up. Mm, yeah, Yashika Tyagi. She was on Raj Shamani's podcast, and she said this thing that you should always go for easy. You should always go for harder right over easier wrong, and you should never let your wishbone grow where backbone should. And then I feel that everything I've left behind. I've got text from my old friends that, uh, hey, you distant yourself from us. Because of you, our friendship broke. You are so into your career. Uh, what, like, even if you make a lot of money, you'll still be lonely. And then I realized that, okay, whatever they are saying is probably right. Not everything is about money, not everything is about your career. But if I would have stayed with them, I would have stayed the same. I wouldn't have outgrown versions of me that needed to be outgrown. Certain emotional weaknesses, certain qualities of mine that needed to be changed wouldn't have happened if I hadn't just left the room. And I think that's the problem. Um, Haters are not a problem. People who hate you or people who are an obstacle to you are not the problem, or your competitors are not a problem. Problem are the people who are so nice to you, who have been with you for years, and you've gotten comfortable with them, and now they are not letting you grow. And that kills you because you can't even leave the relationship, nor can you entertain the relationship. And I had this dilemma for a good amount of months that whether should I do it or not? Will it make me evil? Will people talk behind my back? But I did it eventually. And then I realized that there is a lot to a world. Even right now, if I have left the friendship and I came here, I realized there is still lot, like there is always something better. But again, I realized that if I keep working on myself right now, like right now, my target is to work on my physical health as well. Because I do not consider myself still sculpted the way I want. I also want to focus on the business again because with age, it feels like my vision is drifting away from me and I need to close the gap it has. And then I realize if automatically I start working on myself God mode, I'll attract people who are like me. You attract who you are, right? You might have heard this. It's such a cliche advice, but it works every time. Understand why in the relationship you keep attracting the same kind of lovers. It's because you are not changing your internal monologue. You practically know that you should not fix this person. You practically know that you should have exited the relationship the time things didn't work out. But you still, keep the bond alive. You still trying to, ignite the fire. Then you realize that the problem is you and not them alone. You realize that there has been time in your life where certain things didn't work in the way it should have in a healthy way, and because of that you created defense mechanism, you created some patterns in you emotionally which kept attracting wrong people, and you kept failing at relationships and friendships. And for example, my defense mechanism is that I don't easily cry. I make a joke out of it. Like if we friends are sitting and if something heavy comes up, I straight away start smiling and laughing or make a joke on it. And even in my family, if someone says something, I just try to just act cool. And my coping mechanism is just drinking a lot of coffee. So everyone has their own things. If I do not have this unhealed version of me, I would have never been able to hustle the way I do. Because once you heal everything in you, you start being philosophical that, okay, money is not everything. So it's okay if you didn't make money. You start taking everything neutrally, and that actually makes me very ick to that version of mine, because then I need that fire, I need that obsession, I need that, that um, rage in me, which has been ignited due to other people's doubts or humiliations or bullies or etc. So I'll be quick now without being too philosophical and too raw. Um, I think I've learned a lot of things now. Like I used to be very um chirpy, like very like not very extroverted. Like I used to be someone who easily laughs, who easily cracks up. And that spark has faded a lot, and I've gone more aloof. And I'm not an introvert, but I'm a person who has a lot of like I'm very reserved. I'm very selectively social, rather antisocial actually. I do not like giving myself to people who do not align with me. And I actually understand with good amount of time spent, like for in the first conversation itself, I understand that this person does not have depth. This person is not philosophical. And even if you are philosophical, you are having the thoughts I had when I was 10, 12 years old. So that is not going to align. And it's not that I disrespect those people. It's not that I cut people off and I hurt them, or, I go avoidant. I'm not an avoidant at all. It's like I respect myself, and I'm very clear from the start that this is not going to work. So let's not put too much effort and give them hopes that this business partnership is going to work, or this friendship is going to work, or this relationship is going to work. Like you mature too fast, and when you're too young, these things are about to happen. So I think the true meaning of detachment, like the detachment phase, truly occurs when you make your life primarily about experiences. So if you take breakup as an experience, the next time you look forward towards a relationship, you'll know the pros and cons, you'll do SWOT analysis, and it's not wrong at all. I do not consider anything to be emotionally led. Even business partnerships, like I was about to have a co-founder, like we started working together, and then I realized this is not gonna work because that person doesn't read books, that person doesn't wake up early in the morning, that person doesn't work out. Nothing is gonna work because not everything is about business. The time you spend brainstorming about your vision, about the time you spend on the creative part, comes from the time you spend outside your business. For example, I play tennis, I do gym, I also play piano sometimes. I read a lot of books. Like currently, I'm reading this fine print. Um, then I write a lot. I write poetries, I write shairis. So I feel, especially with AI rising, you should have someone who has taste. You should have someone who's full of creativity or art, or someone who, admires a lot of hobbies, who admires being versatile. I actually have a Notion template, be it friendship, be it relationship, be it business partnership. I always take a moment, like I take step back, I analyze everything about that person, and this is something I've learned over years. Like I've, again, experience. If you take everything as experience, you'll learn a lot. Client rejection, like right now only, I got off from an argument from a client, and there was again money issues. Like, I wanted the payment, and she was like, prolonging it and stringing me along. Now, what I got to learn from that experience, that from next time, I'll make sure I have this even tiny conversations about money noted, or screenshotted or anything. Because now she says that, okay, I didn't promise you this, I didn't do this, and every conversation happened on call, and I forgot to record the call. So now I've learned my lesson. And again, like you go to a social event, you realize, oh, it was such a waste of time. I wasted like 2, 3 hours. Now you know what kind of social events to prioritize. Now you, now you know that, okay, being selectively social is such a blessing. It's good to be alone rather to be around people who add up nothing to your life. And again, more something I learned even more was the cost of relationship, let's say friendship or romantic partnership, should not be heavier than the cost of you staying alone. Work on yourself, and this was actually a conversation. I have nothing scripted. I just thought of putting this video. I even might delete this later. I don't know. I was not confident enough to put this up. But this is the internal monologue of mine of, turning 20. And internally, I'm already 25, 27. I feel like I have a lot of things to achieve real quick before my college ends. So I think, yeah, like I must make it all happen. And let's see what happens, how the comeback happens. So, yeah, thank you for watching.